It's a Chiller Theater reunion, starring Chili Billy Cardille, Terminal Stare, Stefan the Castle Prankster, and Stormin Norman the Castle Keeper, with special guest appearances by former County Coroner Cyril Wecht, Bruno Sammartino, Phyllis Diller, Barbara Feldon, Skeet Scatino, some of the world's ugliest women, and assorted skeletons from the closet. Now, stand well away from your sight and keep your hands inside the car at all times. Here's Chili Billy Cardille.
They ought to make the day the time changes, the first day of summer.
What?
Well, it's 8 o'clock and it's still light.
A lot of good the extra daylight does us. Now, we've still got a 3-hour drive back. We're not going to be home until after midnight.
Well, if it really bugged you, Johnny, you wouldn't do it.
You think I want to blow Sunday on a scene like this? You know, I figure we're either going to have to move Mother out here or move the grave into Pittsburgh.
She can't make a trip like this.
Oh, I know that she can't. Is there any of that candy left?
No.
Look at this thing. We still remember. I don't. You know, I don't even remember what the man looks like.
Johnny, it takes you 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes to put the wreath on the grave and 6 hours to drive back and forth. Mother wants to remember, so we trot 200 miles into the country and she stays at home.
Well, we're here, John, all right?
Test. We're back on? Oh. Ladies and
Hey,
gentlemen, we're coming back on the air after an interruption due to technical problem.
There's nothing wrong with the radio. Must have been the station.
Which row is it in?
Well, there's no one around.
Well, it's late.
if you'd gotten up earlier.
Oh, look, I already lost an hour's sleep on the time change.
I think you complain just to hear yourself talk. There it is.
I wonder what happened to the one from last year. Each year we spend good money on these things. We come out here and the one from last year's gone.
Well, the flowers die, and the caretaker or somebody takes them away.
Yeah, a little spit and polish, you can clean this up. Sell it next year. Wonder how many times we bought the same one. Hey, come on, Barb. Church was this morning, huh? Hey, I mean praying's for church, huh? Come on.
I haven't seen you in church lately.
Well, there's not much sense in my going to church. Do you remember one time when we were small, we were out here? It was from right over there. I jumped out at you from behind the tree, and Grandpa got all excited, and he shook his fist at me, and he said, "Boy, you'll be damned to hell." Remember that? Right over there. Well, you used to really be scared here.
Johnny,
You're still afraid.
stop it now. I mean it.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it. You're ignorant.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Stop it. You're acting like a child.
They're coming for you. Look, there comes one of them now.
He'll hear you.
Here he comes now. I'm getting out of here.
Johnny. Oh! No! No! Johnny! Help
Well, Norman, it looks like you planned a party and no one showed up. We have food for thousands. I ordered the finest of everything. And how many people show up? Me and you. All I can say, I hope you're hungry. What happened, Norman?
Well, boss, Tilly, I mailed out the invitations myself. Took them right down to Dracula's post office.
You addressed all the envelopes out of Frankenstein's address book?
Yes.
You put an invitation in each envelope?
Check.
You bought stamps at Bella's?
Oh, my goodness. I thought Montague sent them out. I haven't messed up since that one car funeral paying for Mother Hubbard.
Yeah, you sure did. You are the keeper of the castle, aren't you, Norman?
Yes.
You've been doing the job for over 20 years at Chiller Theater, right?
Right.
Well, you think you could handle something like buying stamps? Gee,
That's the first time in 20 years you ever gave me any money.
are you trying to tell me I'm cheap?
Oh, boss, Tilly.
That's good. There's the doorbell. Who is it? Hey, Skeets, the pizza guy. Pizza Hut. Nice guy,
Oh, my
terrific guy.
food.
Old friend Skeets brought pizza to Chiller Theater for 20 years. Nice seeing you,
Kenny
Skeets.
Billy, welcome.
Boy, am I glad you... Oh, a lot of pizza. Thanks a lot for coming up.
That'll be $12 plus tax.
$12 plus tax.
What about the tip, boss, Tilly?
What about the tip? Hey, he's not that good a friend.
Hey, can you tell me where to find that Pittsburgh magazine with John Petco on it? Lady? Hey, lady?
Dear Terminal Stair, you're invited to share in memories of Chiller Theater at the Castle. Please RSVP to Norman soon. Holy smokes, nothing like telepathy. I'm glad you showed up, Terminal. Thanks for coming in for the reunion. Boy, if looks could kill, Terminal Stair, friends. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Chiller Theater reunion. Come on in, get closer, get comfortable. I'm Bill Cardille, along with Terminal Stair, and we've been entertaining you for over 20 years. Well, we're back tonight, and everyone's here except Stefan. Where's Stefan, the Castle Prankster? You never know where could...
What is this? Basketball! What are we? Why are we here? To what? You gotta take this ball and bounce it like this and bounce it down the court and into the hoop. Try it. Coach, look what came for you. It better be good. It is good. It's an invitation for the Chiller Theater reunion show. Is there a limousine out there for me? That Chili Billy's a class act. The wine is chilled and the caviar is ready. Come with me to the castle. To the castle, Montague.
All right, Stevie, I'm glad you showed up for the reunion.
It's the only game in town.
Here, babe.
Hey, Terminal. How about a little one-on-one?
Hey, now stop that. Stop it, Terminal. Stop it, Stevie. Hold it, Terminal. No. You know what? You're going to get bumped if you keep it up.
Hey, I don't think it'd be all like that.
Stevie, turn on the radio. Jeez.
This is Porkator, your father preaching papa, the daddy-o of the radio, the boss man, Porky Chedwick. Now here at Porkorama, I always get you porkified, and I want to thank you for all the beautiful letters and all the groovy phone calls. You know, I'm going to put a sonic boom in this room one more time. That'll be tomorrow. All I can say right now, very concise, right? It's later for the Porculator. And right now, my man, I'm gone. And next up is America's favorite and friendliest radio talk show host. What's his name?
It doesn't matter. Everybody knows me. Pork, get your records, your hat, your coat, and leave. It's time to get on. Turn the sound up there so make sure I can hear everything. It's time for Dollar Gripe. Hello, what's on your gourd?
Hello, is this Dollar Gripe?
No, El Jerkle, it's Dollar Record. Pork just left. What do you want?
I've heard you have an excellent tailor, and I thought even you might be able to help out me.
The only person who can get you help is a psychiatrist.
No, seriously.
Okay, a serious psychiatrist.
Listen, I have a clothing problem. I'm a big man. I stand 6'5", weigh a strapping 220. I've got blonde, wavy hair, and man, I'm a virile man. Every night is love, and love. Anyhow, that's the kind of man that I am. Now, from that description, what kind of a suit can you see me in?
A paternity suit, lover boy. Now you're going to get the kiss off. I tell you, too bad Jerkle doesn't have my humility. I'm wonderful. But I don't front. You know what I mean? Turn up the sound in there, will you please? Turn it up. I can't hear. Operations work every time.
Hello, is this Dollar Gripe?
For you it is, my dear. You know I'm not married at this time. Just got divorced. I love it when single women call for help. I'm looking and hoping, and how about you?
Sure.
Well,
but I really need some advice. I do have a major gripe. Can you help?
If you have dinner with me, Go ahead, lady.
This guy I've been going with for 5 years, most of the time we've been in love, you know what I mean?
You know, geez, no, what an airhead. You know, go ahead, lady.
Well, lately, I've been seeing another guy, and I dig him more than my main squeeze. What I want to know is, how do I put an end to our long love affair?
Get married. That will end the love affair. Jeez, don't get me started on alimony either. The nerve of some people, alimony. Did you hear the latest, though? The guy, Jane Fonda's getting married. Nothing personal. Roseanne Barr's having twins. Barbara Streisand, she can't sing. You know a singer you want to catch is Gloria Lipschitz on the South Side. Great. Barbara can't sing. And Geraldo's dating again, Nancy Reagan for sure. The mayor's dating a councilman. Ed McMahon has a serious problem. Boxing is crooked. Gregory Peck just got divorced. I'll tell you, things are really happening. Hello? That's right.
Hey, this is Fred from Blawnox. I want to know about them Stellars and how Bobby Brewster as a quarterback. How do you think the Stellars are going to do this year, sir?
Oh, hold it. No sports on this show, friends, unless it's something I like. I don't like sports. I never played. I hate all athletes. I hate their money. I hate their lifestyle. I hate their women. I read a good book all the time. I go to movies all the time. I read 3 novels a day. You think I'm like Larry King? I can't stand the guy. He's terrible. Doesn't do research. Terrible. Just terrible. Hello?
Hey, this is Larry King. I love your show.
Ah, thanks, Larry. I feel the same about you. When can you be a guest on my show? Wow. Oh, talented guy, Larry. Oh, let's go back to the phone. Shoot, Buster.
Excuse me, do you program nudity in the theater?
If it doesn't disturb the rest of the audience, go ahead.
No, I mean on stage.
You're worse off than I thought. Jeez, oh, man.
Is this Paragrape?
It is in Lawrence Welk, lady.
You can't tell me something, can you?
Yes.
Will you please tell me what you do like? You don't like television, newspapers, magazines, people, animals, talented, successful people. Who do you like?
That's a very fair question. Outside of my humble self, I can't think of another person. Jeez. There's only room in life for one of us. Did I ever tell you how I got started in this business? I love to tell the story. So what if I do repeat it a lot? So what? I told this guy, call the radio station. It was in Florida. I said, hey, I can do better than anyone you have on the air. He said, okay, come and do it. I did. I've been to 23 stations, 24 months. My radio record speaks for itself. I love Pork to Torque. He's a legend. I want to be a legend someday. That's why I
What's this? An invitation to a Chiller Theater reunion. The show's been off the air for 7 years. Usually, things have not been dead quite so long when I get to see them. But it's appropriate that I should have been invited. I can't think of a bigger stiff than Bill Cardille. The guy's been dead for 10 years. Rigor mortis set in a long time ago. Somebody just forgot to tell him. But I wish I could be there. I can't. There's some things that need to be sewed up at that time. Bill, you can understand. But good luck. Have a great party and knock 'em dead.
Don't you dare go away. When a Chiller Theater reunion returns, we'll catch up with Captain Bad, and we'll check in on Transylvania's resident pain in the neck as the Chili Billy Players present Dragnet.
A Chiller Theater reunion is brought to you in part by Blockbuster Video. Season's greetings from Blockbuster Video, America's family video store. From McDonald's, a proud sponsor of the 1991 Steelers. And by Classic Draft Light from Pittsburgh Brewing, because sometimes it takes a cold one to really heat things up.
Good evening. This is Mr. Magnificent,
Howdy, Buck.
stargazer of the galaxy,
Oh, I'm a geezer of the galaxy myself.
the hawk of the horoscopes, His Majesty of the mystics, the Pharaoh of the far outs.
Okay, there's two of us here.
You do the receiving, and I transmit the messages
Send it out, baby. Send it out. Mailman.
to all those of you who comprehend with compassion.
Norman, we need some lively music in the castle. I know you've been taking organ lessons for years. You can play the organ, right? Would you go play a great selection on the organ to liven it up, get a lot of music in there?
We'll do, boss.
If anyone can do it, I know you can do it, Norman. All that money we spent over the years on the organ lessons, that'll liven it up. Norman, if you can't play it right, don't play it at all. We want melodious melodies in the castle. Oh, nice. Oh, that's it, Norman. You're in the groove. Keep it up.
It's all right. Don't worry about him. I can handle him. Probably be a lot more of them as soon as they find out about us. The truck is out of gas. This pump out here is locked. Is there a key? We can try to get out of here if we can get some gas. Is there a key? I suppose you've tried this. Do you live here? Jesus. We've got to get out of here. We have to get to where there's some other people. Maybe we better take some food. I'll see if I can find some food.
What's happening?
Oh, you think it's happening?
What's happening?
Two of them.
There are 2 of them out there. Have you seen any more around here? I can take care of those 2.
I
Look, I know you're afraid, but we have
I
to...
don't know! I don't know! What's happening?
I know we're in here now. Don't look at it. Get some more lights on in this house.
At a reunion, I must say I really admire Bill Cardille a lot. In all my years as a professional wrestler, I learned the deadly sleeper hold. But I must tell you, in 20 years of chiller theater, Bill Cardille put more people to sleep than anybody I know. I can't make it to the reunion, unfortunately. However, I will be taping that show for those nights when I'm having a hard time getting to sleep. Good luck, Bill, and good night. Whew.
Over here in the tree, this is your man in the park interview. Who are you, late for Halloween? Rich, eccentric millionaire? A flake? What are you? What am I? It's me. I'm Captain Bad, defender of delinquents, doer of dirt, all-around evil, rotten to the core, bad guy, Captain Bad.
I've heard of you, but I didn't recognize you. What have you been up to, evil man?
Oh, Tree, I got lucky. I was helping this blind little gray-haired lady cross the boulevard at 5th and Shady.
The busiest intersection in Pittsburgh?
That's the one, Tree. I left her in the middle of the street. She's still there. Great dastardly deed. I can hear the horns from here.
Rotten to the core.
Ah, thanks. That's music to my ears. Oh, you're making me blush. Remember that I ripped out the last chapter of each mystery novel at Carnegie Library.
Ugly, very, very ugly.
I think of these things, thanks. Hey, did you try my new dance step? 1, 2, 3, jerk. 1, 2, 3, jerk. I love it. I love it.
If Moses had known about you, there would be another commandment.
Oh, I'm blushing. Jeez. Hey, remember last week's traffic jam at Three River Stadium? It's the worst ever, right? I worked all night turning half of the one-way street signs the other way. Monumental jam, even by Pittsburgh standards. Evil.
There's no hope.
Oh, yeah. I tell you, you're making me blush. I topped the signs, though. I dropped a case of banana peels on the ramps. Steeler fans slide better than the Pirates going into second. Hospitals are filled with traction patients. I must be on my way to the hospitals now.
Why? To visit the folks in traction that you're responsible for?
No, Tree. To wax the floors and hallways so they stay a little bit longer.
Stay tuned for the further adventures of Captain Bad, the doer of dirt, an evil, rotten-to-the-core, dirty old man.
Sexy senior citizen police!
Help me! I've fallen and I can't get up!
I get to get another TV set. Where is that, Mrs. Fletcher? That way.
The party's just begun. There's more castle fun with Double Bill. And we'll find out if Fred Dracula finds fame and fortune from his fast and furious footwork. Forthcoming.
Why don't you see if you can find some wood, some board, something there by the fireplace, something we can nail this place up. Oh, God damn! Look, I know you're afraid. I'm afraid too. But we have to try to board the house up together. Now, I'm going to board up the windows and the doors. Do you understand? We'll be all right here. We'll be all right here until someone comes to rescue us. But we'll have to work together. You'll have to help me. Now, I want you to go in and get some wood so I can board the place up. Do you understand? Okay? Okay? Not that strong. Yeah, I want you to pick out some nails. Pick out the biggest ones you can find. There, this room looks pretty secure. If we have to, we can run in here and board up the doors. Won't be long before those things will be back pounding their way in here. They're afraid now. They're afraid of fire. I found that out. You know a place back down the road called Beekman's Diner? Anyhow, that's where I found that truck I have out there. There's a radio in the truck. I had jumped in to listen to it when a big gasoline truck came screaming right across the road. But there must have been 10, 15 of those things chasing after it, grabbing and holding on. Now, I didn't see them at first. I could just see that the truck was moving in a funny way. And those things were catching up to it. The truck went right across the road. Slammed on my brakes to keep from hitting it myself. It went right through the guardrail. I guess the driver must have cut off the road into that gas station by Beekman's Diner. It went right through the billboard, ripped over a gas pump, and never stopped moving. By now, it was like a moving bonfire. Didn't know if the truck was going to explode or what. Could still hear the man screaming. This thing is just backing away from it. I looked back at the diner to see if there was anyone there who could help me. It was when I noticed that the entire place had been encircled. There wasn't a sign of life left except by now there were no more screams. I realized that I was alone with 50 or 60 of those things, just standing there, staring at me. I started to drive. I just plowed right through them. They didn't move, they didn't run or just stood there staring at me. Just wanted to crush them. They scattered through the air like bugs.
We were riding in the cemetery, Johnny and me. Johnny. We came to put a wreath on my father's grave. Johnny, and he said, "Can I have some candy, Barbara?" We didn't have any. And, oh, it's hot in here. Hot. And he said, "Oh, it's late. Why did we start so late?" And I said, "Johnny, if you'd gotten up earlier, we wouldn't be late." Johnny asked me if I were afraid. And I said, "I'm not afraid, Johnny." And then this man started walking up the road. He came slowly And Johnny kept teasing me and saying, "He's coming to get you, Barbara." And I laughed at him and said, "Johnny, stop it." And then Johnny ran away. And I went up to this man, and I was going to apologize.
Why don't you just keep calm?
And I looked up, and I said, "Goody." And he grabbed me. He grabbed me, and he ripped at me. He held me, and he ripped at my clothes.
I think you should just calm down.
Greetings, I'm Mr. Magnificent, your very humble and utterly magnificent servant, your gateway to the secret of the stars, interpreter of your zodiac signs as they are affected by the sun, the moon, the planets. A man light years ahead of his time, a man existing far beyond the bounds of mere mortals. But I digress. All you Libras out there, those born from September 24th to October 22nd, read and write, communicate, realize that a chance meeting could lead to a significant relationship. But be careful. A man of letters will change your life when the mailman runs off with your wife. Am I not right on target, Libras? Am I not perhaps the most wonderful person you've had the pleasure of listening to this entire week, this entire month? The answer in a word, yes, I am. But I digress. Those born between February 20th and March 20th are known as Pisces. Focus on details, oh fishy ones. Win friends and influence people. Dare to dream, but avoid nightmares. Sagittarius figures prominently this week. Your stars indicate that you will not win the lottery this weekend. Sad news, but consider yourself lucky you've had the privilege of hearing it from the Magnificent One, the seer of things not yet happened, hearer of words not yet spoken, master of the known and the unknown, but I digress. Leos are born July 23rd to August 23rd. Accent, humor, versatility. Be a social lion. A long-distance phone call will bring you emotional news. Be very diplomatic, especially with Scorpios this week. Even though you will suffer from insomnia, it's nothing to lose sleep over. Words to live by, Leos. Oh, Mr. Magnificent, the sage of the stars, leaves you with these thoughts. The main difference between snow skiing and water skiing is the long underwear. Two heads are better than one, especially when kissing. Oh, it's so hard to be humble when you're so great. Full-time job. Oh, I gotta work on that. Oh, that
Which of these contestants will walk away with the coveted title of World's Ugliest Woman? We'll find out when a Chiller Theater reunion presents its Mess World competition. Next.
I screamed, "Johnny! Johnny, help me! Oh, help me!" And he wouldn't let me go. He ripped. And then Johnny came and he ran and he fought this man. And I got so afraid. I ran. And Johnny didn't come. We have to wait for Johnny. Maybe we better go out and get him. We have to go out and get Johnny. He's out there. Please, don't you hear me? We've got to go out and get him. Please! We have got to go get Johnny! Please help me! Please!
Don't you know what's going on out there? This is no Sunday school picnic.
Don't you understand? My brother is alone!
Your brother is dead.
No! My brother is not dead!
Because of the obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens, and because of the crisis which is even now developing, this radio station will remain on the air day and night. This station and hundreds of other radio and TV stations throughout this part of the country are pooling their resources through an emergency network hookup to keep you informed of all developments. At this hour, we repeat, these are the facts as we know them. There is an epidemic of mass murder being committed by a virtual army of unidentified assassins. The murders are taking place in villages, cities, rural homes, and suburbs with no apparent pattern or reason for the slayings. It seems to be a sudden, general explosion of mass homicide. We have some descriptions of the assassins. Eyewitnesses say they are ordinary-looking people. Some say they appear to be in a kind of trance. Others describe them as being So, at this point, there is no really authentic way for us to say who or what to look for and guard yourself against. Misshapen monsters. Reaction of law enforcement officials is one of complete bewilderment at this hour. So far, we have been unable to determine that any kind of organized investigation is yet underway. Police, sheriff's deputies, and emergency ambulances are literally deluged with calls for help. The scene can best be described as mayhem. Mayors of Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and Miami, along with the governors of several eastern and midwestern states, have indicated the National Guard may be mobilized at any moment, but that has not happened as yet. The only advice our reporters have been able to get from official sources is for private citizens to stay in their homes behind locked doors. Do not venture outside for any reason until the nature of this crisis has been determined and until we can advise what course of action to take. Keep listening to radio and TV for any special instructions as this crisis develops further. Thousands of office and factory workers are being urged to stay at their places of employment, not to make any attempt to get to their homes. However, in spite of this urging and warning, streets and highways are packed with frantic people trying to reach their families or apparently to flee just anywhere. We repeat, the safest course of action at this time is simply to stay where you Ladies and gentlemen, we've just received word that the President has called a meeting of his cabinet to deal with the sudden epidemic of murder which has seized the eastern third of this nation. The meeting is scheduled to convene within the hour. Members of the presidential cabinet will be joined by officials of the FBI and joint chiefs behind closed doors. The White House spokesman, in announcing this conference, says there will be an official announcement as soon as possible following that meeting. This is the latest dispatch just received in our newsroom. Latest word also from National Press Services in Washington, D.C. now tells us that the emergency presidential conference, which we've just mentioned, will include high-ranking scientists from the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. That's the extent of this latest bulletin. Repeating, the President, members of his cabinet, the FBI, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and scientists from NASA within the hour. All radio and TV stations throughout this part of the country, including the one to which you're listening, have joined their facilities in an emergency network to bring you this news as it develops. We urge you to stay tuned to radio and TV and to stay indoors at all costs. Late reports reaching this newsroom tell of frightened people seeking refuge in churches, schools, and government buildings, demanding shelter and protection from the wholesale murder which apparently is engulfing much of the nation. Law enforcement officials are at a loss to explain or, even at this hour, even to theorize about the reasons for this wave of murder. So far, the advice we are able to give the public is something that Chief T.K. Dunmore of Camden, North Carolina, was quoted as saying, quote, "Tell the people, for God's sake, to get off the streets. Tell them to go home and lock their doors and windows up tight. We don't know what kind of murder-happy characters we have here." End quote. Police Chief Dunmore of Camden, North Carolina. So far, the only descriptions, the only clues anyone has of the killers come from frightened witnesses of some of the slayings. These eyewitness accounts variously describe the murderers as ordinary-looking people, misshapen monsters, people who look like they're in a trance, and things that look like people but act like animals. Some eyewitnesses tell of seeing victims who look as though they had been torn apart. This whole ghastly story began developing 2 days ago with the report of the slaying of a family of 7 in their rural home near determined that none of this kind of mass murder has yet been reported west of the Mississippi River, except in the extreme southeastern portion of Texas. Similar killings have been reported around the Houston and Galveston areas, but nothing like...
I found a gun and some bullets out there.
It was only late yesterday
Oh, and
that it
these.
first became clear we were facing some kind of national emergency. When first reports began filtering in, newsmen and law enforcement agencies were of the opinion
This
that
place is boarded up pretty solid now.
in nature. However, as these
We ought to be all right here for a while.
dramatically, it was soon apparent that
We have
this
the
was
gun
something
and
more than the
bullets,
usual run of lawlessness.
food and the radio.
Some began to suspect an obscure kind of conspiracy.
Sooner or later, someone
Things as
bound to come and get us out.
creatures from outer space. So again, we join with law enforcement agencies in urging you to seek shelter in a building. Lock the doors and windows securely.
Hey, that's us. We're doing all right.
Cautious of any suspicious strangers. And keep tuned to your radio and television for survival instructions and further details of this continuing story.
Look, I don't know if you're hearing me,
Goes on in the absence of any law.
but I'm going upstairs now.
It's almost as though some critical balance of
If anything should try to break in here, I can hear it from up there. I'll be down to take care of it.
savage killers. We repeat, this radio station.
Everything is all right for now. I'll be back to reinforce the windows and doors later. But you'll be all right for now, okay? Okay.
Civil defense officials in Cumberland have told newsmen that murder victims show evidence of having been partially devoured by their murderers. Consistent reports from witnesses to the effect that people who acted as though they were in a kind of trance were killing and eating their victims prompted authorities to examine the bodies of some of the victims. Medical authorities in Cumberland have concluded that in all cases, the killers are eating the flesh of the people they murdered. Repeating this latest bulletin just received moments ago from Cumberland, Maryland, civil defense authorities have told newsmen that murder victims show evidence of having been partially devoured by their murderers. Medical examination of victims' bodies shows conclusively that the killers are eating the flesh of the people they kill. And so this incredible story becomes more ghastly with each report. It's difficult to imagine such a thing actually happening, but these are the reports we have been receiving and passing on to you, reports which have been verified as completely as is possible in this confused situation. It is happening, and it would appear that no one is safe from this way.
Oh, Phil, it was over 20 years ago that you cooked me up, and in all the years since, I have never seen a scarier sight than when you first pulled back that sheet. Oh, but really, I'm glad that Schiller Theater has risen from the dead, and I want to wish you well. Being on your show was always the highlight of all of my trips to Pittsburgh. That's the truth, Phil.
Thank you, Phyllis. You were always a very special guest on Schiller Theater. We've ran a lot of Schiller movies over the years, Schiller classics. I want to show you a Schiller now like you've never seen before.
Pi, this is a time we're supposed to have a commercial about American heating, but let's not do one today. What do you say?
Who can?
We're not supposed to do a commercial, Pi.
I'm sorry, Bill, but every time you mention American heating, I instinctively say, who can? I guess it's an automatic reflex.
How long have you been with American heating, Pi?
Close to 20 years, Bill.
Wow. Have things changed much since you first went on television almost 2 decades ago?
In the very beginning, they only had live programming for a few hours a day, so we used a lot of slides. In those days of WDTV, Channel 3, the screen would show a slide of me while I talked off camera. We used the same slide every night. One time, when transmission was particularly bad and reception was even worse, the picture of me on the screen had all faded. The next day, everybody said to me, "Were you sick last night, Pi? Your face seemed so pale." Another time, the slide came out dark, and people remarked how sunburnt I looked. I guess my health in those days varied with the way my picture came out on the screen.
That'll never happen on Channel 11. Pi, do you have any embarrassing moments on commercials?
I'll never forget the night when I was on camera for 1 minute and I never said a word.
Never said a word? What happened, Pi?
The director told me not to say anything until I heard a voice yell, "Who can?" Well, when the voice yelled, "Who can?" I couldn't hear it because the audio equipment had broken down. So while the voice kept yelling, "Who can?" which I never heard, I just stood there waiting for the signal to talk like the director had made me promise to do. And I think that was the first silent commercial on television.
Speaking of who can, Pi, how many times do you estimate you have said it in the past 20 years?
Let's see, approximately 6 times a week or about 300 times a year for almost 20 years. I'd say about 5,845 times, Bill.
What do you say, Pi, right now about making it 5,846?
Okay, Bill, who can?
American Heating Company.
Here that no one is safe from this wave of mass murder.
Don't shoot! We're from town. A radio.
County, Pennsylvania. The Butler County Sheriff has verified that reports of murder victims being partially eaten by their slayers is true. No further details available at this time. However,
How long have you guys been down there? I could use some help up here.
That's the cellar. It's the safest place.
You mean you didn't hear the racket we were making up here?
How are we supposed to know what was going on? Could have been those things for all we knew.
That girl was screaming. Sure, you must know what a girl screaming sounds like. Those things don't make any noise. Anybody would know somebody ever needed help.
Look, it's kind of hard to hear what's going on from down there.
We thought we could hear screams, but for all we knew, that could have meant those things were in the house afterward.
And you wouldn't come up and help?
Well, if there were more...
The racket sounded like the place was being ripped apart. How were we supposed to know what was going on?
Now, wait a minute. You just got finished saying you couldn't hear from down there. Now you say it sounded like the place was being ripped apart. It would be nice if you get your story straight, man.
All right, now you tell me. I'm not going to take that kind of a chance when we got a safe place. We luck into a safe place, and you're telling us we got to risk our lives just because somebody might need help, huh?
Yeah, something like that.
All right, why don't we settle this?
Look, mister, we came up. Okay, we're here. Now I suggest we all go back downstairs before any of those things find out we're in here.
They can't get in here.
You got the whole place boarded up?
Yeah, most of it. All but a few spots upstairs. They won't be hard to fix.
You're insane. The cellar's the safest place.
I'm telling you, they can't get in here.
And I'm telling you, those things turned over our car. We were damn lucky to get away at all. Now you tell me those things can't get through this lousy pile of wood?
His wife and kids downstairs. The kids hurt.
Well, I still think we're better off up here.
We could strengthen everything up, Mr. Cooper.
With all of us working, we could fix this place up in no time. We have everything we need up here.
We can take all that stuff downstairs with us. Man, you're really crazy, you know that? You got 1,000,000 windows up here. All these windows, you're gonna make them strong enough to keep these things out, huh?
I told you those things don't have any strength. I smashed 3 of them and pushed another one out the door.
Did you hear me when I told you they turned over our car?
Oh, hell, any good 5 men can do that.
That's my point. Only there's not going to be 5 or even 10. There's going to be 20, 30, maybe 100 of those things. And as soon as they know we're here, this place is going to be crawling with them.
Well, if there are that many, they'll probably get us wherever we are.
Look, the cellar. The cellar, there's only one door, right? Just one door, that's all we have to protect.
Tom and I fixed it so it locks and boards from the inside. But up here, all these windows, why, we'd never know where they were going to hit us next.
You got a point, Mr. Cooper. But down in the cellar, there's no place to run to. I mean, if they did get in, there'd be no back exit. We'd be done for. We can get out of here if we have to. And we got windows to see what's going on outside. But down there with no windows, if a rescue party did come, we wouldn't even know it.
But the cellar is the strongest place.
The cellar is a death trap.
I don't know, Mr. Cooper. I think he's right. You know how many's out there?
I don't know. Maybe 6 or 7.
Look, you two can do whatever you like. I'm going back down to the cellar, and you better decide. Because I'm going to board up that door, and I'm not going to unlock it again no matter what happens.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Cooper.
No, I'm not going to wait. I've made my decision, now you make yours.
Now, wait a minute. Let's think about this. We can make it to the cellar if we have to. And if we do decide to stay down there, we'll need some things from up here. So let's at least consider this a while.
If you box yourself in the cellar and those things get in the house, you've had it. At least up here you have a fighting chance.
Yeah, it looks like about 8 or 10 out there now.
There's more than there were. There are a lot out back, too.
So far, the best advice there is...
It's all right.
We gotta fix these boards.
You're crazy. Those things are going to be at every window and door in this place. We've got to get down into the cellar.
Go down in your damn cellar. Get out of here!
I'm taking the girl with me.
You leave her here. Keep your hands off her. And everything else that's up here, too. Because if I stay up here, I'm fighting for everything up here. And the radio and the food is part of what I'm fighting for. Now, if you're going down the cellar, get.
The man's insane. He's insane. We've got to have food down there. We've got a right.
This is your house.
We've got a right.
You going down there with him?
Well,
yes or no? This is your last chance. No beating around the bush.
Listen, I got a kid down there. She can't possibly. I couldn't bring her up here. She can't possibly take all the racket and those things smashing through the windows.
Well, you're her father. If you're stupid enough to go die in that trap, that's your business. However, I am not stupid enough to follow you.
The Egyptian sneezed while brushing his teeth.
His face was white as snow.
Agent 13.
Agent 99. What do you know about this character, Chilly Billy?
Oh, quite well, 99, quite well. Not a bad fellow, really. Not really bad. Not good, but not bad. Why?
Is he dangerous?
Oh, no. He's not even a member of Chaos either.
He's not?
No. The only thing that's chaos about him is his program.
Oh.
It usually ends up that way.
I see.
I'll tell you one thing, though, 99, you're in big trouble.
Why is that? Will he retaliate?
Well, you see, he doesn't like anyone else doing the show. He thinks he's a star. And he could retaliate.
He's in big trouble.
He's a rough customer, you know.
Right.
If I were you, I'd get out of here fast, but now.
Right, Agent 13.
But maybe we should change identities.
How are we going to do that?
Here, sweets. Lots of luck.
Oh, with these new agents, the standards are going very low.
Hey, Norman, want the ball? I don't think so.
Oh, come on, Steve. Let him have a couple of shots.
Look, let him take his stamp money and go buy a ball. He's not getting mine.
Oh, go get him, Norman. Get the ball. We're having fun at the Chiller reunion shooting hoops and going one-on-one. Oh, thank you. Very. Go get the ball. Take some shots. That's all right. Let's go back to Chiller.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bill Cardille reporting once again from platform 34B of the Pittsburgh subway system, affectionately known as... And tonight's report is the most pleasant one, as the Pittsburgh subway system... Not that way.
That's not a rubber duck.
No. And you look familiar. Were you here last week?
I don't know. I've been here all week as far as I know.
Hello, Pete. Oh, glad. The low is going to be in the upper 30s. I'm happy to announce that the PSS is most gratified at the response to last Sunday's subway special of the Pittsburgh Steelers game at Three Rivers Stadium. Though the Steelers announced only 43,000 fans in attendance, the PSS records show that more than 63,000 patrons took advantage of the PSS Steelers special.
Hey, boy, did you call me? No, I was calling Bruce.
Oh. No.
Yes.
When I get the subway to post 1810. Oh, it's 18th down to the right.
The Russians are coming.
Yeah, they were here at 9 o'clock. We can't explain the 20,000 difference, but as we mentioned, that's the Steelers' problem. Our only regret is that thousands of you arrived on our last train that afternoon, Sunday, and were forced to troop through the Steeler dressing room on the way to your seats. Chuck Knoll was a bit miffed at that. Terry Bradshaw had trouble warming up his throwing arm because of all the confusion. Terry Hanratty has lodged an official complaint with the Pittsburgh subway system, simply because one of you grabbed his seat on the Steeler bench. But all in all, the Steeler subway special was a rousing success, and you can look forward again at all Steeler home games this year. It was really something great. Just one word of warning.
We're all busy. What are you doing tonight, big boy?
Go to post 1810 down to the right.
Oh, he's no fun. He's busy, too. You guys are just no fun.
Seating on the Steeler bench is limited these days, according to the PR man, Ed Kiley. And we cannot guarantee seats. Ed says he wouldn't save a seat for anyone. After all, Coach Knoll has agreed to stand during all home games, but Bradshaw and Hanratty do need their rest.
I told you we'd work it out. I told you we'd work it out. Come on.
I wonder if that's District Attorney Dugan. Hello? District Attorney Dugan, just a moment. Oh, what happened in the good old days? So remember, the PSS, today Pittsburgh, tomorrow the world. Better switched and fight.
It is tough for the kid. That old man is so stupid. Now, you get the hell down in the cellar.
You can be the boss down there. I'm boss up here.
You bastards. You know, I won't open this door again. I mean it.
Mr. Cooper, with your help, we can...
With my help.
Let him go, man. His mind is made up. Just let him go.
Wait a minute. Judy, come on up here, honey.
You're gonna let them get hurt too, huh?
It's all right, honey. Go ahead. If we stick together, man, we can fix it up real good. There's lots of places we can run to up here. Mr. Cooper, we'd all be a lot better off if all three of us were working together.
Hey. Hey, kid. He's wrong, you know. I'm not boxing myself in down there.
This radio station will remain on the air day and night.
Well, we're safe now. It's boarded up tight.
What about Tom and Judy?
They want to stay up there, let them. There are two other people upstairs, a man and a girl.
We heard the screaming.
Yeah, but I didn't know who they were, and I wasn't about to take any unnecessary chances.
Of course not, Harry.
Is she all right?
I don't know what it is. She feels warm. Maybe it's shock.
Where'd you get the bandage?
Some laundry in a basket. I tore a sheet.
Let them stay upstairs. Let them. Too many ways those monsters can get in up there. We'll see who's right. We'll see when they come begging me to let them in down here.
That's important, isn't it?
What?
To be right, everybody else to be wrong.
What do you mean by that?
Does anyone up there know why we're being attacked?
Whatever it isn't just happening here. It's some kind of mass murder. It's going on everywhere. The radio said to stay inside.
Radio?
Radio upstairs. I heard a news bulletin.
There's a radio upstairs and you boarded us in down here?
I know what I'm doing.
What did it say?
Nothing. Nothing. They don't know anything yet. There's mass murder everywhere, and people are supposed to look for a safe place to hide.
Take the boards off that door.
We are staying down here, Helen.
Harry, that radio is at least some kind of communication. If the authorities know what's happening, well, they'll send people for us so they tell us what to do. How are we going to know what's going on if we lock ourselves in this dungeon? We may not enjoy living together, but dying together isn't going to solve anything. Those people aren't our enemies.
Mr. Cooper! Mr. Cooper, Ben found a television set upstairs.
Let's go up. Tom?
Yeah.
If Judy would come downstairs for a few minutes, Harry and I could come upstairs.
Okay, yeah, right away. Will you do it?
Do I have to?
Look, honey, nothing's gonna get done with them down there and us up here. Do this for me.
Okay.
Okay, open up.
I'll take good care of her, Helen.
She's all I have.
Why don't you go upstairs now?
Her brother was killed.
Hey, give me a hand with this thing.
I gotta go help Ben with the television.
Don't be afraid of me. I'm Helen Cooper, Harry's wife.
This place is ridiculous. Look at this. There's a million weak spots up here. Give me one of those.
Her brother was killed.
And they talk about these windows. I can't see a damn thing. There could be 15 million of those things out there. That's how much good these windows are.
Why don't you do something to help somebody?
Here, I have it. Drag a couple of those chairs together.
There's a socket over here. You better watch this and try to understand what's going on. I don't want anyone's life on my hands.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I don't want to hear any more from you, mister. If you stay up here, you take orders from me. And that includes leaving the girl alone.
It's on, it's on. There's no...
Hey, I haven't seen you in years, Chili.
I know.
I hear you're married.
Yeah?
You used to say you wouldn't marry the best woman on earth. I didn't, Chili. It's a waste of time wishing you were a better man since your wife's probably wishing the same thing. Thanks, I think. Yeah. A couple I know had been married 25 years. They took a trip to Ireland. They came to a wishing well, and the husband dropped a penny in and made a wish. The wife did the same thing, but lost her balance, fell into the well, and she drowned. The husband turned to the attendant and said, "Hey, it really works." Only a penny, huh? Hey, Chill, I have some good news. New car sales are up over 100% over the same period last year. I guess somebody must have bought one. Not me. Not me.
No.
So far, I've paid off 3 cars. My doctor's, my dentist, and my plumber's. Oh, I can see it now, Chill. When I die and go to heaven, St. Peter will probably open the gate and say, if you're here to read the meter, it's around back and down below. That figures. Hey, do you know me? I'm destitute. That's why I always carry the American Excess card. And that's why I'm destitute. Me too, Chill. Did I tell you my wife believes in life after death? When someone dies, she sends them a get well card. A get well card. Bad. Well, 2 things are important in life, Chili. Sex and laughs. Unfortunately, I usually get them at the same time. Gee, I think I got sex with that.
Take a ride on the Pittsburgh subway system when we return. And stay put for strange but true. All still to come on a Chiller Theater reunion.
There's no sound. Play with the rabbit ears.
Reports, incredible as they seem, are not the results of mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria. What do they think? We're imagining all this? Shut up!
In all parts of the country. The wave of murder which is sweeping the eastern third of the nation is being committed by creatures who feast upon the flesh of their victims. First eyewitness accounts of this grisly development came from people who were understandably frightened and almost incoherent. Officials and newsmen at first discounted those eyewitness descriptions as being beyond belief. However, the reports persisted. The medical examinations of some of the victims bore out the fact that they had been partially devoured. I think we have some late word just arriving, and I'll interrupt to bring this to you. This is the latest disclosure in a report from National Civil Defense Headquarters in Washington. It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life and committing acts of murder. A widespread investigation of reports from funeral homes, morgues, and hospitals has concluded that the unburied dead are coming back to life and seeking human victims. It's hard for us here to believe what we're reporting to you, but it does seem to be a fact. When this emergency first began, radio and television was advising people to stay inside, behind locked doors for safety. Well, that situation has now changed, and we're able to report a definite course of action for you. Civil defense machinery has been organized to provide rescue stations with food, shelter, medical treatment, and protection by armed National Guardsmen. Stay tuned to the broadcasting stations in your local area for this list of rescue stations. This list will be repeated throughout our news coverage. Look for the name of the rescue station nearest you and make your way to that location as soon as possible.
So we have that truck. If we can get some gas, we can get out of here.
There's a pump out by the shed.
I know, that's why I pulled in here, but it's locked.
Emergency meeting called this afternoon by the President. Since convening this conference of the Presidential Cabinet, the FBI, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the CIA has not produced any public information. Why are space experts being consulted about an earthbound emergency? Well, so far, all the betting on the answer to that question centers on the recent Explorer satellite shot to Venus. That satellite, you'll recall, started back to Earth, but never got here. That's the space vehicle which orbited Venus and then was purposely destroyed by NASA when scientists discovered it was carrying a mysterious high-level radiation with it. Could that radiation be somehow responsible for the wholesale murders we're now suffering? Newsman Don Quinn in Washington has posed those questions.
It's obvious our best move is to try to get out of here.
How are you going to get over to that pump?
Look!
You're coming from a meeting regarding the explosion of the Venus probe, is that right?
Yes, that was the subject of the meeting.
You feel there is a connection between this and the phenomenon?
There's a definite connection.
In other words, you feel that the radiation on the Venus probe is enough to cause these mutations?
There was a very high degree of radiation.
Well, just a minute. I'm not sure that that's certain at all. I don't think that has been
logical explanation
that we
have at this time.
In other words, it is the military's viewpoint that the radiation is not the cause of the mutation.
I can't speak for the entire military at this time, gentlemen. I must disagree with these gentlemen presently until this is irrefutably proved.
Everything is being done that can be done.
We'll have to hurry for our next meeting.
Professor, you feel that there is a definite connection between them?
Definite connection as far as Dr. Keller and myself.
Doctor, please. I thought we decided that is not proved yet.
Was the satellite, when the satellite was exploded?
An unusual amount of radiation, enough to cause mutation under certain circumstances.
Could have happened.
Have a bearing on it.
It does seem to have a bearing.
Will there be a reply for the
later?
Yes.
There will be a reply.
Yes.
Later this afternoon. There will be a report this afternoon.
Perhaps there will be a report, a more full report. Will you close the window?
We are doing everything possible to solve the problem.
We're hoping to get some further explanation of this.
We've heard all we need to know. We have to try to get out of here.
He said the rescue stations have doctors and medical supplies. If we could get care in there, we could get help for her.
Elmo is one of the world's foremost authorities on space science and technology.
Willard. I saw a sign that said Willard.
It's only about 17 miles from here.
You know this area. You from around here?
Judy and I are both from around here. We were on our way up to the lake to go swimming, and Judy had a radio, and we heard the first reports about this. So we knew the old house was here, and we came in and found the lady upstairs dead. Then these other people came. We went down into the basement and put a bar across the door, and it is pretty strong.
How could we possibly get away from here? We've got a sick child, 2 women, 1 woman out of her head, 3 men, and the place is surrounded with these things.
For NASA. Dr. Grimes, your entire staff, I know, has been working very hard to find some solution to these things that are happening. Do you have any answers at this time?
Yes, we have some answers. But first, let me stress the importance of seeking medical attention for anyone who's been injured in any way. We don't know yet what complications might result from such injuries.
How bad has your kid been hurt?
Good advice, Doctor. Now, how about the basic problem of patients? Well,
Look, you go down there and tell... Isn't it Judy? Yeah, you tell Judy to come up here and you stay with the kid, all right?
Action taken with regard to the Venus probe. In the cold room at the university, we had a cadaver from which all 4 limbs had been amputated. Sometime early this morning, it opened its eyes and began to move its trunk. It was dead, but it opened its eyes and tried to move.
They want you upstairs. Did she ask for me?
She hasn't said anything.
I don't understand. Baby. It's Mommy.
I heard. I'll come back down as soon as I find out what they want.
Thank you, Judy.
The body should be disposed of at once, preferably by cremation.
well, how long after death, then, does the body become reactivated?
It's only a matter of minutes.
Minutes? Well, that doesn't give people time to make any arrangements.
Oh, you're right. It doesn't give them time to make funeral arrangements. The bodies must be carried to the street and burned. They must be burned immediately. Soak them with gasoline and burn them. The bereaved will have to forego the dubious comforts that a funeral service will give. They're just dead flesh and dangerous.
I see.
Judy, I need you to find some bedspreads or sheets to tear up into small strips, okay? Is there a fruit cellar here?
Yes.
We need some bottles or jars to make Molotov cocktails and hold them off while we try to escape.
Hey, there's a big can of kerosene down there.
I'll see what I can find.
I'll look for the bottles.
There's a big key ring down there. There may be a key to the gas pump on it.
I'll check.
We can toss the cocktails from a window upstairs. Meantime, a couple of us can go out and try to get the gas and come back for the rest of the people.
But that'll leave a door open someplace.
Yeah, that's right. It better be this door. It's closer to the truck. Before we go out, we'll put some supplies behind the cellar door. While we're gone, the rest of you can hold up in there.
I found some fruit jars in the cellar. And there's a key on here that's labeled for the gas pump out back.
I'm not really that used to the truck. I found it abandoned.
I can handle the truck, no sweat.
You're it, then. You and I'll go. We'll put whatever lumber we find behind the cellar door. You can go upstairs and toss the cocktails from a window. Tom, you and I will have to unboard this door. After you toss the cocktails, you hustle back down here and lock this door. It's no good to board it up because we'll have to get back in quickly. After we get the gas and get back into the house, then we'll worry about getting everybody into the truck. Now let's move it.
No place to flee for safety, except to the rescue stations which have been set up. Indications are that before this emergency is over, we will need many, many more such rescue stations.
You always have a smile for me. How can you smile like that all the time? How many do you have done? Come on, honey, we gotta move.
Tom, are you sure about the phone?
The phone is dead out. All you get is a recorded message.
If I could only call the folks. They're going to be so worried about us.
Everything will be all right. As soon as we get to Willard, we'll call them. They might even be there.
I know. Tom, are you sure we're doing the right thing, Tom?
What, about getting out of here?
Yeah.
Well, the television said that's the right thing to do. We've got to get to a rescue station.
I don't know.
Come on, honey, you're starting to sound like Mr. Cooper now.
But why do you have to go out there?
Look, I know how to handle that truck. And I can handle the pump. Ben doesn't know anything about that stuff.
But we're safe in here.
For how long, honey? We're safe now. But there's going to be more and more of those things.
I know all that.
Hey, listen. Remember when we had the big flood? Remember how difficult it was for us to convince you that it was right to leave? Remember we had to go to Willard then? This isn't a passing thing, honey. It's not like just a wind passing through. We've got to do something, and fast.
I just don't want you to go out there, that's all.
Hey, Smiley. Where's that big smile for me? Boy, you're sure no use at all, aren't you? We've got work to do, honey. And you...
Good evening, subject. This is Mr. Magnificent, stargazer of the galaxy, the hawk of the horoscope, the pharaoh of the far out,
The Pharaoh.
his majesty of the mystics. You do the receiving, and I transmit the messages and thought waves to those who comprehend with compassion.
Passion. Kiss him.
Meditate with me now as I get into the super vibrations of my psychic mind, all three eyes. Our live guest in the studio tonight was born under the sign of Leo and was born on August 17th, 1903. Oldie but goodie.
He's as old as I am.
The fortunate soul about to be interviewed by Mr. Magnificent is... Mr. Anonymous.
You know, Mr. Magnificent, I've always been skeptical about mind readers and the like.
Oh, really?
So you've got to convince me tonight.
All right, that's one of the reasons I invited you, Mr. Anonymous. I can't give you background because I'm sure everybody out there would know who you are. After all, the FBI does get around, even though J. Edgar Hoover doesn't get on TV too much. Mr. Anonymous, have I talked to you before we went on the air?
No, sir.
Ask me any questions you want. Personal, anything.
How many children do I have?
How many children? Like an echo in there. 9.
You're right. How many of my 9 children are boys and girls?
You have 4 daughters and 5 sons. 4 and 5.
Yes, that's right.
Right again.
Hard to be humble.
How many of my 9 children are married?
How many?
He gets this.
All 9.
You're right.
Make
You're
him
beginning
tough.
to convince me.
Good, make him tough.
All right. What city do I live in?
You have 30 grandchildren, and you live in Sharon, Pennsylvania.
Right again.
It's magnificent.
One more question.
What street do I live on? What's the name of the street?
Stambaugh Avenue?
Right. How about the address?
37.
Oh, you've convinced me.
Now, wait.
How do you do that?
I want you to know that there's nothing special about my magical powers. I have magical turbans. Now,
Magical
have you ever
turban.
tried to read brains, mind, waver, and all that? You've never done that, right? I'm going to
No.
give you a magic turban, Mr. Anonymous. Put this on it. I have to place it, though. You can't. It's my...
You mean that I put that silly thing on my head that I'll be able to read your mind?
Don't you feel the vibrations already?
Yeah, I have a strange feeling
All
of
right.
some kind, but what it is, I don't know.
I'm going to ask you some questions now, and you'll probably be able to answer them. Personal questions. Am I married?
Yes, you're married.
Do I have any children?
Yes, you have 3 children.
How many boys and girls?
Well, let's see. It's coming 2 girls and 1 boy.
See, anybody has that power. So, but we have to move along, and my name is Bill Cardille. Your name, sir?
Bill Cardille Sr.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Well, nice seeing you, Dad. Oh, no wonder you're Mr. Magnificent. It's hard to be humble when you're so great.
Oh, you're so right.
And to be silly like this again.
You never get me into this again.
Next time you may be interviewed by Mr. Magnificent. Good luck to all of my subjects and the mighty, masterful Mr. Magnificent. Say it's hard to be humble when you're so great.
It's hard to be humble when you're so great.
We better get her downstairs.
We have to go downstairs now, Barbara.
She's right. You have to go downstairs now, just for a little while, until we get back. Then we can all leave.
Oh, I'd like to leave. Yes.
Good luck.
Yeah.
You ready upstairs? Yeah. Okay, toss 'em.
Go ahead, go on.
I'm going with him.
Get back in the cellar.
I'm going.
It's too late. It's too late.
Well, as you're coming, come on. Get in.
work.
What's it? Watch the torch.
We gotta get away from the pump. Hang on.
Tom, turn your cars and get out of the truck.
Let's get out of here. Come on, come on.
My jacket's caught.
Mi, mama, mi, Figaro, Figaro, Figaro.
Where's Boss Chili? Where is he? Where is Boss Chili?
Norman, will you calm down? Chili's right over there doing strange but true. Come on, Terminal, come on, Norman, let's go see. You don't want to go? Fine, stay here. Norman, come with me, buddy.
A young boy once had a very strange and perplexing dream, and he shared it with his mother. In a quivering voice, the youngster told his mother the story. He dreamed he was going down one of the steepest hills in town on his bicycle, and his brakes failed to operate. The terrified youngster yelled for help as the bike headed for a dangerous intersection. The bike picked up speed as it moved down the steep hill and straight for an oncoming car. The boy tried to swerve and headed instead towards a freight train moving on the tracks alongside the roadway. A tragedy seemed imminent as the boy suddenly jolted himself awake. After hearing the story of the boy's dream, his mother told him that dreams very rarely come true, but that if he felt better about it, he should walk down or up the hill for the next few days instead of riding his bicycle. The boy took his mother's advice, and he did walk the steep hill for several days. Nothing happened. Then, on a sunny Sunday morning, as the boy was walking back up the hill, he spotted a youngster rolling down the steep incline on his bicycle. The boy was screaming. His brakes had failed, and just like the dream, the bicycle was headed for an intersection, a dangerous intersection with a red light, a car moving around the corner and a fast freight train rumbling down the track. The boy steered the bike around the car and missed it by a foot. Then he veered away from the freight train and headed towards a parked car. He slammed into the car and somersaulted over the roof and onto the concrete pavement. Both legs were broken. The boy, watching the tragedy, hurried home to tell the ironic story to his mother. The dream, after all, did come true. It's true because I lived it. I was a little boy who had that dream, and I tearfully told it to my own mother. Strange, but true.
Last call for Southside, South Hills, Bentleyville, East McKeesport, West Mifflin, Wheeling, and Cucamonga now boarding. All board.
Yes, if you go down the corridor, through the ladies' room, turn right, have a safe trip. Oh, must be a Steeler there. What a grip. Good evening. I'm Bill Cardille with another report about the Pittsburgh subway system, affectionately known to all as the PSS. It has been brought to my attention that the morning free coffee, donuts, and out-of-town newspapers has not been enough to increase the ridership on the 34B, the 34C, the 44A, and the 44D. The riders want free shoe shines, especially for those standing. Yes, yes.
How do I get to Shady Side?
Shady Side, out the ramp.
I see.
Turn to the left. Thank you very much. Turn to the left. And just follow the crowd.
Turn to the left, right?
Turn to the left, right.
Okay. Thank you.
Good. All right. Oh, gee. Anyhow, where was I? Oh, yeah. Our new and improved subway trains have refreshments. They're free and daily selection of fresh fruits. Now, if you like oranges, if you like... Excuse me.
Big boy,
yes.
You said turn to the left, right?
That's right.
Turn to the left,
Right.
right?
Let me show you. It's easier. Just come with me. We try to get over here. Right this way, right this way. Here's where you catch a subway to Shady Side 32A. Right here.
Right here?
Yeah, you
this
can get
says
on
library. I don't want to go to the library. I want to go to Shady Side.
Trust me, get on the 42L to library and get a transfer to
But I
Shady
said I
Side.
don't want to go to the library. I want to go to Shady Side. But this train will take me
You
there?
go around the loop and take it out to Shady. Trust me, get on the train.
Okay,
Get on.
big guy. Thank you.
All right. Well, I hope that satisfies 32A to Shady Side. Boy, we got to continue here. Oh, by the way, we're installing over the weekend new exit buttons on all rear doors to expedite your leaving the subway at a quicker pace. All you have to do, when the train stops, push the rear door exit buttons and the doors will automatically open. You will have 10 seconds to exit. In our trial runs, it worked successfully 86% of the time, which by our standards at the PSS, sufficient enough to activate within 48 hours.
Listen, Buster.
Yes.
I got lost in Zelienople.
Oh, what happened?
Someone pushed the exit button, and the train didn't stop.
Oh.
I woke up in North Hills Pasadena 2 days later.
I'm awfully sorry about that. Where are you going?
Southside.
Take 28B in there to the left, down this corridor. Another satisfied customer of the PSS we aim to please. Remember our motto, the PSS. Today, Pittsburgh, tomorrow, the state, and next week, the world. Maybe.
Make way for Mr. Magnificent and the toe tapping conclusion to Dragnet. Still to come on Channel 11's Chiller Theater Reunion.
Drag you out there and feed you those things.
isn't at 3 o'clock yet. There's supposed to be another broadcast at 3 o'clock.
10 minutes.
Oh, only 10 more minutes? We don't have very long to wait. We can leave. Well, we better leave soon. It's 10 minutes to 3.
You know anything about this area at all? I mean, is Willard the nearest town?
I don't know. We were just trying to get to a motel before dark.
You say those things turned your car over. You think we can get it back on its wheels and drive it? Where is it?
Seems like it was pretty far away. Seems like we ran.
Forget it. It's at least a mile.
Johnny has the keys.
You're gonna carry that child a mile through that army of things out there?
I can carry the kid. What's wrong with her? How'd she get hurt?
One of those things grabbed her.
Bit her on the arm.
What's wrong?
Who knows what kind of disease those things carry? Is she conscious?
Barely.
She can't walk. She's too weak.
Well, one of us could try to get to the car.
You gonna turn it over by yourself?
You can't start the car. Johnny has the keys.
You have a car? Where? Where is it?
You won't be able to start it.
Yeah, I know. But where is it?
Good Lord.
Being monitored closely by scientists at all the radiation detection stations. At this hour, they report the level of the mysterious radiation continues to increase steadily. So long as this situation remains, government spokesmen warn that dead bodies will continue to be transformed into the flesh-eating ghouls. All persons who die during this crisis, from whatever cause, will come back to life to seek human victims unless their bodies are first disposed of by cremation. Our news cameras have just returned from covering such a search and destroy operation against the ghouls, this one conducted by Sheriff Conan McClellan in Butler County, Pennsylvania. So now let's go to that film report. All law enforcement agencies and the military have been organized to search out and destroy the marauding ghouls. The Survival Command Center at the Pentagon has disclosed that a ghoul can be killed by a shot in the head or a heavy blow to the skull. Officials are quoted as explaining that since the brain of a ghoul has been activated by the radiation, the plan is kill the brain and you kill the ghoul.
Anything from the supply wagon, Gus?
No, we're all right. Hey, Cass, put that thing all the way in the fire. We don't want it getting up again. All right, I got you.
Chief McClellan, how's everything going?
Oh, things aren't going too bad. Men are taking it pretty good. You want to get on the other side of the road over there?
Chief, do you think we'll be able to defeat these things?
Well, we killed 19 of them today right in this area. Those last 3 we caught trying to claw their way into an abandoned shed. They must have thought somebody was in there. There wasn't, though. We heard them making all kind of noise. We came over and beat them off, blasted them down.
Chief, as soon as you're finished, can I see you here?
Yeah, okay.
Chief, if I were surrounded by 6 or 8 of these things, would I stand a chance with them?
Well, there's no problem. If you had a gun, shoot them in the head. That's a sure way to kill them. If you don't, get yourself a club or a torch. Beat them or burn them. They go up pretty easy.
Well, Chief McClellan, how long do you think it will take you until you get the situation under control?
Well, that's pretty hard to say. We don't know how many of them there are. We know when we find them, we can kill them.
Are they slow-moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
Well, in time, would you say you ought to be able to wrap this up in 24 hours?
Well, we don't really know. We know we'll be into it most of the night, probably into the early morning. We're working our way toward Willard, and we'll team up with the National Guard over there, and then we'll be able to give a more definite view.
Thank you very much, Chief McClellan. This is Bill Cardille, WIIC TV 11 News.
Thank you, Bill, for that report. Official spokesman declined to speculate just how long it may take to kill off all the flesh eaters.
It's Saturday night. Time for Chiller Theater and Chili Billy Cardille.
Good evening, all you tigers. This is Agent 99 with two frightening tales calculated to set your heart pounding. Oh, excuse me. Hello? Max. Max, would you please tell me before you say anything what I'm doing on this assignment? Well, I'm on this program, Chiller Theater. You're sorry about that. But Max, you really think the regular host is a member of Chaos? Oh, that's Chili Billy. You really think he's dangerous, Max? Well, then maybe I could use some help. Right, Max, I'll be careful. Oh, sorry about that. In our first chili tonight, you'll be terrified by the living dead as vampires stalk the night. And you'll want to hold on tight when you see the vampire's coffin, followed by a great Bela Lugosi chiller, the Ape Man.
The Egyptian sneezed while brushing his teeth.
His fleece was white as snow.
Agent 13.
Agent 99. What do you know about this character, Chili Billy?
Oh, quite well, 99, quite well. Not a bad fellow, really. Not really bad. Not good, but not bad. Why?
Is he dangerous?
No. He's not even a member of Chaos either.
He's not?
No. The only thing that's Chaos about him is his program.
Oh.
It usually ends up that way.
I see.
I'll tell you one thing, though, 99. You're in big trouble.
Why is that? Will he retaliate?
Well, you see, he doesn't like anyone else doing the show. He thinks he's a star. And he could retaliate.
He's in big trouble.
He's a rough customer, you know.
Right.
If I were you, I'd get out of here fast, but now.
Right, Agent 13.
But maybe we should change identities.
How are we going to do that?
Here, sweets. Lots of luck.
Oh, with these new agents, the standards are going very low.
Official spokesman declined to speculate just how long it may take to kill off all the flesh eaters, so long as the heavy rain...
Is the fuse box in the cellar?
I don't know. It isn't the fuse. The power lines are down. Helen, I have to get that gun.
Haven't you had enough?
What? 2 people are dead already on account of that guy. Take a look out that window, Kit.
want to get about 4 or 5 men and a couple dogs. There's a house over here behind those trees. We want to go check it out.
Right.
You still here, Bill?
Yeah, Chief, we're going to stay with it till we meet up with the National Guard.
Where'd you get the coffee?
One of the volunteers, you're doing all the work, you take it.
Thank you. We should be wrapped up here about 3 or 4 more hours. We'll probably get into Willard Den. I guess you can go over there and meet the National Guard. Nick, you and the rest of these men want to come with me?
Tell Bill to check in the office, see what's happening. All right, Steve, tell him we're going to stay with it, and everything appears to be under control.
We go outside. Down there by the barn. Okay. Some of these guys can follow the wagon down. I only need a few men to check out the house. Somebody had a cookout here, Vince.
Yeah, sure looks like it, Cal.
He's the dead one. Get up here. Nick, Tony, Steve, you want to get out in that field and build me a bonfire? You, drag that out of here and throw it on the fire.
Nothing down here.
All right, go ahead down and give him a hand. Let's go check out the house, man.
There's something there. I heard a noise.
All right, Vince, hit him in the head, right between the eyes. Good shot. Okay, he's dead. Let's go get him. That's another one for the fire.
Send the wagon through directly out. Over.
More torches. Keep those dogs back off of those things.
Look more quickly. Please. Let's go back there. That's the way.
Hey, Randy, light these torches over here. People in the back, way in the
avenge the death of his parents. So he went after the desperados, and he said, well, before you go, he said, I better teach you how to take care of yourself. And he did. He taught him how to do it very well. And now this is like 10 years later when we meet again. And there's a father-son relationship. There's a sort of a love-hate relationship because they're both two strong macho men. And a kind of relationship which that Spencer Tracy and Clark Gable had in Boomtown, you know, where they were...
Who was in the movie with you? Who plays some of the figures?
The young fellow who plays Nevada Smith is I think, a brilliant young actor. I think you've just latterly seen on when they replayed the case of rape with Elizabeth Montgomery. Yes, and he was the rapist. He was the first to play the rapist. He's a brilliant young actor. By the name of Cliff Potts. And I think that he's going to become a very well-known actor in a very short time.
You are known for your visions. You had visions when you were doing news in Canada. Do you have any visions on this movie, Nevada Smith?
When you say vision, what do you mean?
Do you think perhaps it could run into an NBC series like you had with Bonanza and you played the main character?
You know, in this business, anything can happen. We know that very well. Yes, I think it could make a very, very good series, and it's very possible that it will become a series. I hope it does become a series because I like the character. I like young Cliff Potts. I think he's great to work with, and I know that they have some great ideas if it does become a series. So we hope that your friends out there and my friends out there will watch Nevada Smith on the 26th of April. And at 8 o'clock at night on this station. We hope that they will enjoy the show.
I'm sure they will. There's no doubt.
And perhaps we'll go back to Mexico and do a whole series.
Is this an MGM package?
Yes, MGM is producing it for NBC.
Lauren, you had a year sabbatical. Did you miss the daily routine, the working?
I didn't at first. I decided that last year, 1974 was the year I was just going to take it easy. So I hadn't really taken it easy in 35 years. I was like you, working all the time and enjoying it.
Busy.
Yeah. And so I just took time off. I did two things. I worked 10 weeks. I played an Earthquake, the motion picture, and I did my animal series, the Last of the Wild, which is a syndicated show for General Electric. And I must say that Earthquake is doing very well at the box office. And my Last of the Wild series is doing extremely well around the country. I don't think it plays here in Pittsburgh.
No, I don't know anything about that show.
Great show.
Lauren, we're out of time, but if you had, in a minute, in a capsule, I'm a little prejudiced about this question because I have a daughter that's junior in drama at Carnegie. But if there were any advice you'd give to a youngster now, what would you say? Would you say, like, go to Broadway, try New York, live theater, go to the movies, do what you want, follow the wind? What? Is there any one thing you can say, or can you pinpoint it?
You can't say one thing. There's so many elements which go into the making of an actor, an actress. So many. First of all, study, learn, make your body the instrument, your voice, your imagination, the way you think about things, observation, concentration. All these things have to be studied, have to be learned to be able to concentrate on stage. Very important to communicate with people, to let yourself go, to be loose, to be easy, and then to be in the right place at the right time.
Right, to have it all and be in the right place at the right time. Well, Vincent Price is in the back. He's on the projector ready with the Return of the Fly.
He was in the right place at the right time.
Right. Lloyd, thank you very, very much. We'll be back with more of something else later. Watch this. time is a charm. Good evening. This is Mr. Magnificent.
Howdy, Bob.
Stargazer of the galaxy.
Oh, I'm a geezer of the galaxy myself.
The hawk of the horoscopes. His Majesty of the mystics.
Namaste.
The Pharaoh of the far outs.
All right, far. There's two of us here.
You do the receiving, and I transmit the messages.
Send it out, baby. Send it out. Mailman.
To all those of you who comprehend with compassion.
Hostess do on that one.
Meditate with me now as I get into the super vibrations of my psychic mind.
We're with you, Psyche. There he goes. Enters through the wallet.
Our call tonight goes to someone born under the sign of
Tell us.
Scorpio.
Scorpio. Come again. He's a big crab.
And was born on November 5th, 1933.
Boy, he's an oldie. Oh,
Oldie but moldy. The fortunate individual now about to be called by Mr. Magnificent is...
Tell us. Let me go. Sounds like Mine Davis. No, he's too horny.
I forgot. Oh, it came... Frank Seabold in Kittanning, Pennsylvania.
Hey, Frank, I know. Frank.
Good evening, Frank Seabold in Kittanning.
Is this really Mr. Magnificent?
On the phone.
Wait a minute. Kid, wife, come here. I'm talking to Mr. Magnificent.
No, I don't want to talk to your wife, Mr. Seabold. Is it all right if I call you Frank?
Yeah, that's all right, Mr. Magnificent.
Frank, I want to talk to you. You were born under the sign of Scorpio.
Hey, that's a sign of love.
I do...
No, I went to a fortune
Now,
teller.
wait, Frank. I do the talking. I'm the transmitter. Your moon was in Gemini, you know, when you were born.
My moon was where?
In Gemini.
Well, yeah, what's that mean?
What?
What does that mean?
That means that you're working under two signs.
Yeah, one of them's gone, the other one just came.
Yeah, Gemini and Gemini.
I hope so.
Are you ready, Frank, for a reading? And if you are, what kind of a reading can I give you?
Reading on, love.
Love,
that's what I like.
Are you a romanticist, Frank?
Oh, I love it.
Okay, Frank. I'm going to get into my super female voice as I transvestite through the airwaves.
Are you one of them guys?
Listen, Frank, comprehend with compassion.
I'm holding hands.
Here it comes, Frank.
It feels good.
You don't know? You're just about to find out. How much love can you handle? You find that out, too. This is the real thing. And it isn't maybe time. It's yes or it's no, whatever the question might be. The truth is, the decision will probably be his, especially if he's really in a fever. Remember, his key word is passion, and everything he does will be very hot or very cold. This is not a neutral native. Never fool with his dignity, and if you decide to walk, do it gracefully. He's the world's worst enemy. If Scorpio is what you want, put away your autograph book, your roller skates, and your bubble gum. You're a big girl now.
Well, Frank, you're a big girl now. Did you put away your roller skates, bubble gum, and all that other stuff?
Well, I did tonight, Jill, but we're going to stay up late and watch your show. We never miss your show. We stay up till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, Frank, that's wonderful. Would you say how accurate I was? What kind of a percentage would you give me?
Oh, 99 and 99 100.
Oh, Frank.
It was just wonderful.
And so are you, and my best to you and the missus.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Magnificent.
Thank you, Frank Seabold in Kittanning, Pennsylvania.
Night-night.
Night-night. It's infectious.
99%. Oh.
It's getting better. Next week, you may be called by Mr. Magnificent.
Oh, hope not.
Good luck to all of my subjects.
Good luck to you too, buddy.
From the mighty, masterful Mr. Magnificent. It's hard to be humble when you're so great.
We're working this week. We'll be working this week. He's flunked this week. You're not putting this thing on the air, are you? You guys are sick.
Why?
How'd you do that female voice? Everybody's a late this thing. Like I seen your clothes down the locker room. Howdy, Bob. Get up. Hold your head up front. Come on. Cut him off. So much better than you good.
Answer the door, honey. All I ever do around here is work, take care of the kids, take out the garbage. You answer the door.
Oh, big deal. Answer the door. Answer the door. All you do is take 3 a.m. Answer the door. Take care of the garbage. Take care of the... I do everything around. All right already. Wait a minute. Boy, oh, boy. And look at the kids threw my robe on the floor. Oh, answer the door. Take out the garbage. Oh, wait a minute. Gee, 3 o'clock in the morning. All right. Gee. Who is it? The Boston Strangler. It's for you, Louise.
Well, that's all there is, folks, to our Chiller Theater reunion show. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope to hear from you. We'll be waiting. I'd like to thank Skeet Scatino for the pizza, and also Norman the Castle Keeper, the Castle Prankster Stefan, and, of course, Terminal Stare. Georgette the Fudge Maker's in Florida. She has a concession down there. What do you say we all go to Florida? Can you bump us there? All right. Hey, guys, hold on. Let's go to Florida. Ready?
Roll. Okay, stand by. And action.
Well, Norman, it looks like you planned a party and no one showed up. We have food for thousands. I ordered the finest of everything. How many people show up? Me and you. Me and you. Me and you. Yeah?
How about the tip? The tax tip? Yeah.
He's not that good a friend. We'll take the pizza anyway.
Thanks, Pete.
Okay, Norman.
Oh, boy. It was good up until there. You ready, Skeets? Bring in hoagies this time. Are you telling me I'm cheap? Okay, there's the doorbell. Who is it? Pizza Man. Pizza. Oh, our good friend, our wonderful buddy. Look at this.
More food.
Sit down, Norman. How about this? Look at this. Oh, nice seeing our good friend, Skeet Scatino. Hey, catch on, kid.
Hey, Terminal. How about a little one-on-one?
Holy smokes.